So I recently went to my local Costco, and out of curiosity, I wanted to see what the gaming desktop side of things look like. And to my surprise, the cheapest gaming desktop that you could buy right now at Costco is this one from CyberPower. Now, the benefits of buying a CyberPowerPC through Costco is not only do you get a free additional year warranty, but you also have an amazing 90-day return policy from Costco without needing to spend extra money for like some type of extended warranty if you go to like another retail store like Best Buy and stuff. So what the hey, we bought it, and let's go ahead and take it apart, see how much the components cost, how well it performs with modern day AAA title games, and is it better to buy a pre-built from Costco versus building it yourself. So all that and more in today's video, and yes, timestamps to all the subjects we'll be talking about will be in the video description down below for your pleasure. Let's begin. So let's go and unbox this PC and see what does it come with. So this is a CyberPowerPC because we are given RGB keyboards. They did update it from the previous design. This one has a more sleek look to it. And here's the tower itself, nice and padded. And the Wi-Fi antenna is inside this little baggie. And here's up that wired mouse that they will throw in for free. So it is laying on its back when you unbox it. But as I remove this bag, you will see the new design of the tower that they picked. So I do like the tower so far, first impressions. I do like the fact how it curves over here. The previous generation was just a sharp edge. Your I/O ports, you do have two USB-A's, USB-C, your reset, as well as your power, and a headphone jack, which is quite nice. I'm removing this important connector tape. Reveals, we have a full-size HDMI, which we're not going to go ahead and use, USB-C, a fast USB-A, a couple USB-A's, more USB-A's, Ethernet, your Wi-Fi antennas, and some audio sources for microphone, headphones, and all that good stuff. And the GPU itself, we have 3 display ports as well as 1 dedicated HDMI, which is quite nice. And you do have a couple of slots for future upgrades if you want to. We are going to take this apart and see what kind of power supply it's provided. But first impressions, it's not looking bad. And then this glass should be able to just pop out. So this needs to be removed first before you can remove the side panel. And it is a mesh screen on top. Kind of premium feeling already, honestly. And this is real glass too on the side. So on the top here, there actually is a screw you need to remove in order to get this side glass panel off. Since I guess it's more secure doing it this way if you have kids. But this simply just comes off. And then removing the airbag. So yeah, it's air-cooled. It's an air-cooled CPU. We do have a Gigabit GeForce RTX 560. Power supply is enclosed. So it does give it that sleek look. And you got 3 fans right here. Not too bad, not too shabby. Then in terms of the front, not sure if the camera could pick this up. Let me raise the desk a little bit higher. But there is no I/O ports down here. So all the I/O ports are literally right here on the top for the front. But I'm happy to say that it's not using a single RAM channel. It's actually 2 appropriate 16 gig DDR5 RAM stick memories. And for SSD, it is using a crucial 1 terabyte M.2 SSD. And for once, unlike the last year Costco PC build, it actually has the motherboard heat sinks on them. They're not missing this time, which is great. Now before we power up this machine, I am going to take apart the PSU and see what wattage we get, because that's something they never disclose. And the power supply that's included is a Apivia 600 watt Gold Plus. So not too bad. It's not modular, of course, so all the wires just come out of one little slot. But wire management wise, it's not too bad back here. It's actually done pretty well. Even includes the Velcro straps too for future upgrades. It was wired properly, but there was a connector that wasn't plugged in correctly. Also in the baggie, they gave us 2 additional SATA ports, the Wi-Fi antenna, and here's the power supply. And the Wi-Fi antenna is Asus, because the motherboard is Asus, and it's a shark fin one. Okay, let's see if it powers on. And we have power. And so far, it sounds good. Now let's go ahead and talk about those numbers, as well as how much it will cost us to build a similar PC, if there's even cost saving. Before we go into the cost saving side of things, Here are the performance numbers. Firing up Cyberpunk on high settings at 1440p, we actually got 201 FPS on average, which is pretty good. I'm sure if you tweak the numbers enough, you could probably utilize some ultra settings, but the GPU is limited to an 8 gig VRAM because as soon as we fired up 007 First Light, this game was averaging 55 FPS on high settings. Again, the VRAM is pretty limited, but if you tweak it around, you could actually get some good looking graphics out of this. And then for Fortnite had zero issues with this configuration setup that we have here, as it was floating around 180 FPS, no problem. And when you're in combat, you're still seeing over 80 FPS. And then for the Cinebench scores, here are those numbers. The GPU actually got some good performance numbers, but the CPU itself, this Intel Ultra, was actually gaining some good multi-core threads as it got a score of 3500. And then in single CPU threads, I've seen worse. This actually got close to 500, easily gaining 463. And even though this is not a liquid cool CPU, it actually did a great job in keeping this computer cool because the max heat that the CPU reached was 70 Celsius. And it's currently on right now and it's fairly quiet. And now let's talk about the internals and see how much it will cost us to actually build a similarly spec'd PC if it's better building it ourselves. So the RAM sticks don't have RGB lights, which is great for cost saving. It is the Team Group T-Force. This is the 32 gigs rated at 6400 DDR5. And right now you can pick up this RAM stick for just under $500 on Amazon for the best deal. And for storage, it is using the Crucial P310 1TB M.2 SSD. And it's hard to believe that it's $180 at the time of making this video. And for a motherboard, it is using an Asus, which again comes with the heat sinks installed properly. And it does have an extra slot for another M.2 SSD. So if you like to expand the storage with another amazing SSD card, you totally can. And the board that's currently using is an Asus B860M Max Gaming. It's a ATX micro card. Now the motherboard brand is pretty good. It's an Asus, but it's one of those like buy in bulk type of things that a lot of pre-built manufacturers will buy. So it's not available to the consumer, but I did find one online for sale for $105. But the fact is this is Wi-Fi 6. It's actually a really good motherboard for this pre-build. And then for the Intel Core Ultra 5 that this one has, this is a 225F 10 core. Currently it's selling for $164. And then for the thermo, this is a custom CyberPower CPU cooler, which from what I've seen, you can only purchase this through CyberPower pre-built because it does have an RGB light, but we're using the Evo. This is the dark one, and it's currently selling for $33. And then for a graphics card, it is using a Gigabyte NVIDIA 560 RTX with 8 gigs. And that's time against video, it's currently selling on the market for $350. And then for power, I did manage to find this exact same PSU, and it's currently selling for $52 on Amazon. Now for the tower, typically these type of pre-builds have like a custom agreement with some manufacturers, but I'm happy to inform you that you can actually buy this amazing looking tower, as this is a Fantech, hint the zip ties, the Velcro straps we saw on the back. And this is the NV5 ATX mid-tower case, and it's currently selling for $89 on Newegg with a $10 rebate. So tallying everything up in total, we're looking at $1,466. The GPU, the motherboard, I'm sorry, it's not listed here as a price because I found it on a different website. But a good motherboard will be $100, which is where I got $1,400. It's where I got $1,466 from. And this is not including the Windows operating system, nor is it including the mouse and keyboard if you don't already have one. So in conclusion, it's a fair deal. It's nothing crazy, it's nothing anything out of the ordinary. If you buy all the components separate, honestly, may end up costing exactly the same like it would if you just bought it from Costco directly. As the $1,400 that we saw does not include the operating system and does not include shipping and handling as well as taxes, you may end up spending the same amount of money. Just you're building it yourself and there's no 2-year warranty for free. You are the warranty basically if you do it that way. That means if something's wrong with the board, you have to take everything apart and ship it out. because those components do have a year warranty, but they're very picky and it's sometimes challenging to get a hold of customer support. Costco, just go in there, conveniently either request for a refund, swap it out for another machine, or get store credit. Customer service is a lot better at Costco. Anyways, there you guys have it. If you'd like to watch more, or you'd like to see what's new at Walmart side of things, check out this video over there where I cover a PC video that they have for sale from last year. Still is available and should still give you the same exact general service even on the new update version. I do plan on making an update version of that PC underneath Black Friday deals, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss those. Other than that, thank you so much for watching.